watch you while you sleep, holding you, lost inside every breath you breathe. I don't wanna live a day without you, I just wanna be the one that makes you happy.
Hello. I was thinking when I was driving home today, I really feel sorry for Christians nowadays. I mean, seriously, I'm not just being sarcastic or joking. I do kind of feel sorry for them. Because when I was a Christian, like the majority of the time, I mean, obviously times have changed, but during the majority of the time I was a Christian, there wasn't an internet. There wasn't a way for people to research the beliefs that when I was a Christian, people just accepted. Oh, somebody went out and did the work. Somebody verified the Bible's true. In fact, when I was a really little kid, I remember thinking, okay, in fact, I think I might have even verified this with an adult, like a teacher or something. The books that are really, the books that have stuff, you know, the books that tell you stuff, the books that you go to as a resource, you know, the dictionary, the encyclopedia, and the Bible. Seriously, I had the Bible in the same category as these other two, because that's how I was raised. I was raised to think, you know, the Bible was this resource of truth. Yeah. And growing up, that's just kind of the way it seemed that everybody was a Christian, at least in my circles, and my mother, everybody that I met. It's like every now and then you might meet somebody. In fact, I remember once me and my friend, it was just a kid, he wasn't a boyfriend, just a kid that I hung out with, Tad. We're on a bus, and we got to talking to a girl in the seat in front of us. This was a public bus, and she was Jewish, and I remember when I found out that she didn't believe Jesus was God's son, or that Jesus was they were still waiting. When I found out that, I was so appalled. I was just, really? You don't believe in Jesus? How could you not believe in Jesus? Oh my gosh, you know, I remember just feeling just like, whoa, and that's how rare it was. That was how rare it was to find somebody or meet somebody who didn't believe just the same as me. And then when the internet came along, I defended Christianity tooth and nail. I was, no, you're wrong. This is the way it is. And I don't think, apologists, I wasn't aware of doing mind tricks or word tricks or whatever to get out of an argument. I just argued based on my knowledge of the stories and stuff. I just argued. Anyway, but I think back then, you know, the other thing, I think people were a lot less rude back then. I think the art of polite listening is going the way of the dinosaur. I think more and more people, the younger generations, are losing the ability to politely listen. They're more impatient. They're like, get to the point. And if you're saying something stupid, they're going to tune you out. Their eyes are going to glaze over, or they're going to be rude, you know. I read a lot of posts on Facebook from HuffPost Religion or whatever it is, and oh my gosh, there's a lot of atheists on that Facebook page. It's HuffPost Religion, I think is what it's called. A lot of atheists on that page. The Christians, I feel kind of bad for them because their little tranquility is shattered. There's more atheists now. There's always, wherever you find a Christian, whatever, little pat on your back, feel happy, joy session. There's an atheist or two or three or a dozen raining on their parade. So in a way, it's harder, I think, for them. You know, when I was a Christian, I don't think I ever really experienced what persecution felt like. I think Christians nowadays are actually, they're coming across some persecution, and I'm not going to say it isn't deserved. I think that any follower of a religion that singles out everybody, basically says everybody except you are going to go to hell. They're going to be tortured forever. And you're okay with that? I think you're kind of asking to be persecuted myself. But yeah, another thing I was thinking about as I was driving my car is Christians like to say, oh, well, it's not a religion, it's a relationship. Jesus is my personal friend. My personal friend. I was thinking, if you have a close friendship with somebody, if somebody's like you're super close with a friend, a living mortal person friend, somebody who actually exists. Try to imagine this. You have a close friend. And the close friend is there for you when you are hurting. If you can call them in the middle of the night and talk to them if you just need somebody, a shoulder to cry on, they're there for you. They're always there for you. They're that kind of a friend. Okay, try to imagine you have a friend like that. When you meet somebody, a complete stranger, say at a mall or something, and you get to talking, and you get to, I don't know, you click, so you're talking and sharing stuff, and this other person opens up to you about this royal jackass that he ran into the other day, and holy shit, this guy was such a jackass, and he was abusive, and he tried to weasel his way out of something or whatever. He was just a royal ass, right? And you're listening, you're sympathetic. Yeah, wow, I can't believe that guy did that to you, da 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 da. And then suddenly you find out that the jackass is your good, wonderful friend. How are you going to react? This is a real person now, a real person. And somebody that you're talking to, you find out they don't see him as a wonderful person at all like you do. They see him as a jackass. What are you going to do? Are you going to say, oh, you probably caught him on a bad day. He's having trouble with his wife right now, and he's under a lot of stress. And you probably just caught him in a bad moment. You might defend him, right? You might defend him. Oh, he's really, really nice once you get to know him. You just need to get to know him. You probably just set off on the wrong foot with him, and you got the wrong first impression. You're going to defend him like that, right? Are you going to take it personally, though? Are you going to feel angry inside that you're personally under attack because this guy thinks your friend is a jackass? Are you going to feel personally under attack? Are you going to feel defensive and angry and hurt? Or are you just going to be like, oh, they're really not so bad once you get to know them? If Jesus was a friend, really just a friend, like a personal relationship with somebody, don't you think you would be more like that? Oh, he's okay once you get to know him. Instead, Christians don't react like that. Christians act like you are personally attacking them. You're personally criticizing them. They take it like it's a put down against them. They don't react like you're criticizing their friend or questioning or doubting or whatever or misjudging their friend. They react like you're hurting them. It's like beliefs, no matter what belief it is, I really think that it's like an extension of you. No, it's not anything but an extension of you. Your beliefs, they're part of you. So when somebody, and this is true for Christianity, this shows that Christianity is just the same as every other belief system. Jesus is not a friend, a personal little friend of yours. He's just a belief that you have. It's just a part of you that you've given a name to, and you imagine he's a friend walking beside you. He's just a belief that you have. And when people attack him, they attack you, just like, and it hurts you because it's part of you. It's an extension of you. So you react like it's you that's under attack, not like it's a friend. If it was really a friend, you would not get angry and hurt and defensive. You wouldn't get that way. You wouldn't feel like it's a personal affront. You would be like, oh, he's really not so bad once you get to know him, But that's not how you react, because it's a belief. That's what it is. It's a belief. Just like all the other major religions in the world, or cults, It's a belief. It's part of you. It's an extension of you. It's part of your identity, and you get angry when that part of you is attacked because it's you personally being attacked. So I think Christians who walk around thinking, oh, that Jesus, it's just a relationship, it's a friendship, it's not really a religion. Yeah, it is. It's just the same. It's a belief system that you've adapted, and it's a part of you, and that's why you react the way you do. So, and they are all the same. They're all the same. Christians like to say, well, Christianity's different because Christianity, it's God reaching down to man instead of man reaching out to God. Where do they get that? How do they say that? Every religion is the same. They're all mankind's reaching out, trying to find this deity. And they call it different things, and they have their different ideas of how to connect with it. They're all the same, and they all have their stories. Just because Christianity's story, the way they have it. I mean, even still, it's humans reaching out to God. It's not the other way around. So, anyway. Just some profound thinking that I had driving home, and I'm very depressed, by the way. I don't know if you can see it. I've got some gnarly scratches on my neck. My red iguana Rocky is sick. She's been down for a while, but this is like, I don't know if she's gonna survive sick. I put her in a different cage, a much smaller cage. I thought the bars were less likely to hurt her, because when she goes into these fits where it's like her brain and her body are no longer connected, and she'll just fling herself at the bars and rub her face back and forth on the bars, and she just rips, and lizards do this, and she just rips the scales off her nose, and her nose gets all bloody. So the littler cage worked for a while, and then she had a fit in it and hurt herself. So for the last two days, this great big iguana has been in this 30-gallon fish tank. I have one of Haley's cloth puppy pads in the bottom. I have a bowl of water and food in ceramic dishes, so they're heavy. I have her heating rock. It's all wrapped up, so there's no way she can burn herself on it. But it's a small little enclosure she can barely turn around. But it's a glass enclosure, so she can't hurt her face anymore. And I'm hoping, and I've got a brand new spanking new UVB. Sorry, I have my elbow resting on my knee. This is called an arm tripod. But yeah, I have a brand new UVB light on her, and I'm just hoping she pulls through. And I don't know if this is because she's a girl and she's going through heat. She has these fits every now and then. This is not the first time, but this is the worst she's ever had. My other iguana, Gizmo, is a little older than a year. She's never had this kind of behavior. So I don't know if it's because Rocky's a girl and she's older, she's 4, or if she has something seriously wrong with her. But because I just went through a major vet catastrophe with my beardy Logan, I can't afford to take her to the vet. So I'm hoping she pulls through, so keep your fingers crossed. Think happy lizard thoughts. But oh my gosh, she has a fit when I'm holding her, and she just starts flailing her arms and legs, and she basically becomes a projectile. When she goes into one of her fits, she just wants to run and run and run and run, and she's very, very fast, and she's a very strong animal. So I've just been trashed in the last 3 days. Scratched to pieces. So anyway, that's all, I guess. I just wanted to point out this. I know that lizard thing was completely off subject, but I kind of wanted to get that in there too. That there's nothing special about Christianity. It's just another belief system. It's not a personal relationship with anybody. It's just a belief system that you've embraced wholeheartedly, and anybody who questions it attacks you personally, and that's why you feel the way you do when it happens. But yep, Christians have a harder road now because there's more and more people that are taking the time to think things through and research, and question. The days of ignorance are over. And I think the only way Christianity is going to continue is to have people like apologists who make up tricks to get around the logic. So anyway, if you've been watching, thanks. Bye.